I don't think you guys should be worrying about who's quarterback. I don't think you guys should be worrying about Blake Bortles. I don't think you should be worrying about any of that in Denver right now. I think what you should be worrying about is your running back is out and about at 1:30 in the morning getting a DUI whenever we're in a COVID bubble season. He was running to the store? Did we hear like he needed? What happened? I assume he was saving somebody who was potentially dying?
I just heard this news before I came on with you guys, and like, don't you have practice today? Don't you have a...
He was saving a baby, I heard. I think
wow, what a guy.
Right? He had to drive and save a baby. But that is, by the way, he's 27 years old, I believe, 27 years old. Wednesday night, starting running back for a team in a year where it has been paramount that you can't go out or you shouldn't be out and about. There has to be a story behind this, but this looks terrible. And it's not like this is coming from somebody who got arrested being out on a Tuesday night. Okay, it was a bye week, and I'm not the starting running back, and you're allowed to be out and about back then. This looks very bad for the Broncos. And let's just hope, by the way, that I assume he went to jail. Let's hope he's going to have to go through the entire COVID protocol again. Happy nobody got hurt in the middle of this DUI process. We're in the middle of a time where there's ride sharing and lifting and Ubering where you don't have to do this. But this is wild. What the hell is going on in Denver, Schlereth?
Right. And by the way, he's one of the guys that complained about, their game got pushed back, so they lost their bye week. One of the guys that complained on social media about losing their bye week, I heard it explained or I heard it expressed that, man, it's like going to school all week and doing your assignments and then being told that Friday that was your bye, that was your spring break. I don't care. Grow up. I don't care. Grow up. It's a bad look. You know how difficult this time is for so many people across this country, how many people have lost loved ones, how many people have lost employment, how many people have filed for unemployment, how many people have lost businesses and homes and everything else. And you guys are worried about spring break. Where were you going to go anyhow? Apparently you're going to go wherever you were at 1:30 to get some drink on. It makes zero sense to me. It's a horrible look. Vic Fangio came out and essentially blasted. We're going to find out who the whiners and bitches are. Is what Vic Fangio said. And you know what? I think you found out some guys on your team from that standpoint are questionable at best.
Hey, wow. Hey, you were preaching there, Mark. You really were. Hey, that's a real thing. Perspective is a big deal in this world, especially whenever small things in the grand scheme of things are being acted as if they're big things. Mark, we can't thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-time Super Bowl champ, good human, analyst for Fox Sports, Mark Schlereth. Thank you, Mark. You're awesome, Stink. He's awesome. Yeah. That Melvin Gordon thing is wild. Bro. Yeah. Did not expect that. Maybe like a rookie, right? Yeah. I was in my second year, I think, when it happened. Maybe somebody who's like 22, 20. He's 27 years old. There's going to come out a story, though, that something happened where he had to go run and get something for somebody. Like, there's going to be a story that comes out, I would assume. There's no way on a Wednesday in the middle of these COVID times where nothing's open. What, you think he's out at a bar?
Well, it is October, and I believe this time that was when, what's his name? Chaz Kelly was at Von Miller's Halloween party and he woke up in someone else's house in a cowboy costume.
This Halloween party, back-to-back years here at this point, or 2 years, skip in between years, wow. This party must be just a banger, an absolute.
What are they probably serving these guys? Riding Broncos?
Jesus, can we get cars out there? Dwight Freeney, I was at a place I didn't have a car or whatever. Yeah, sent me a limo, his limo, picked me up. Drove me somewhere.
Good guy.
Dwight Freeney, good guy.
Good guy.
Now, granted, I wish I would have had a phone that wasn't broke because of alleged water damage that I could have told somebody that was potentially stranded without a ride before I decided to try to walk home at that particular time. But nonetheless, can we get a car service for this fucking party that everybody's getting arrested on? If that's what it is. We don't know if that's what it is. No. We have no idea if that's what it is. But this Melvin Gordon thing looks very bad. I mean, this is especially in this year where he is the starter now, outright starter. They said co-starters. He was getting a lot of the reps anyways, but now that he is the outright starter on Wednesday, oh, man. They just beat, the Jets?
Mm-hmm. Huge win.
They just got their first win with the Jets against the Jets. And I'm not saying they're going to turn it around. I mean, they left a timeout or two on the table whenever there was terrible situational awareness by the head coach early, which lost to a team that had a kicker miss 4 kicks or whatever. It's very difficult to be a part of that organization, I'd assume, at this particular time. But you just get a win. And your starting guy is out there. And this is coming from somebody who got in trouble. It was a bye week when I got in trouble, which, by the way, I'm not saying that is any explanation. And I got arrested on Tuesday for potentially being intoxicated. But I'm the punter. They're probably wouldn't even punt in the next game anyways if I had to get or only a couple of times. And it was a time whenever the COVID world wasn't completely shut down. It's like, this is just not a good look. It wasn't a good look for me, by the way. It was a terrible look for me. I legitimately felt so much embarrassment for my family, my team, and everybody like that. This is happening in the middle of a time where I didn't even know people were still going out. Yeah. So he had to find a place to go. There will be a story that will come out that something happened. He had to go pick something up.
I believe he was going like 35 over too. When
he's in a hurry. I mean, he was in a hurry. He can't be doing that, by the way.
Saving a cat.
There's Ubers. There's so many things now. We read a stat the other day for the podcast, brought to you by NHTSA, NHTSA. I don't know what it stands for, but it is an organization. And they said like every 50 minutes, somebody in America passes away from intoxicated driving or something like that. In 2020. That should not happen. I mean, that just no way that should happen. So I think that is maybe even the biggest part of the story is like, yeah, you're out whenever you're not supposed to be out, the COVID rules. You're the starting running back. It's Wednesday night. You're 27 years old. Come the fuck on. And then the third thing is, why are you driving? It's 2020. Like, there's so many other options. There's just so many layers to this where you go, what are you doing over there? What is going on?
Is there ever worry for guys like Melvin where it's like, I would call an Uber, but if I were to call an Uber and, he were to tell that I was drunk, maybe he'll go tell everybody or report something that, Melvin Gordon's hammered on Tuesday night getting Ubers.
Well, and these Uber drivers, they like to gossip.
They do.
They do like to gossip.
Melvin Gordon was in that Uber a couple years ago, and they were talking about him, and they didn't even know he was in his own car.
Well,
look in their eyes.
I've been in some Ubers where in Indianapolis, where said Uber driver was telling a story about me.
Yeah.
That I didn't recall happening, obviously. Probably wasn't true, but there wasn't time for me to say that's not true to you. Uber drivers love good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
If we've learned anything, they love a good conversation. And boy, if you pick up Melvin Gordon and he's intoxicated at 1:30 a.m., I would assume that next Uber drive you have, last person sat in that seat. Last person sat in front of you sitting there. Last person sat in that seat?
Yes.
Fuck, start running back for the Broncos. I'd much rather have that, though, by the way.
For sure.
Than any stupid decision of drunk driving. I mean, that's just, it's not a good time. Be Melvin Gordon right now. I've been there. He's going to be embarrassed and all that shit. He's made a lot more money and all that. And he's much more important to the Broncos and blah, blah, blah. But what if happens if he picks up COVID here for this thing?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Now they'll...
Takes all of us.